Listen carefully. Most people walk through life as if their fate is determined by forces outside themselves. They imagine wealth is the result of connections, inherited luck, or market timing. That is the talk of those who've already given up before the race began. If you believe money is outside you, if you imagine that abundance is an external accident, you will always be at the mercy of circumstance. This is the first lie you must destroy. The truth is clear and merciless. Your results reflect who you are, not what happens around you. If you want to attract wealth, you must first become wealth. And you do that by commanding your personal aura until it becomes a magnetic force for prosperity. I am not speaking here in the vague language of wishful thinkers. Your aura, the sum of your energy, intent, confidence, and discipline, is not a fantasy. It is the field that surrounds you, broadcasts your standards, and sets the limits of what you can receive. If you think, act, and speak with a poverty mindset, your aura will repel the very opportunities you seek. But if you discipline your mind, speak abundance, and radiate an attitude of certainty, the world bends toward you. Money, people, and luck gravitate to those who have decided in advance to own their destiny. You cannot fake your aura. You cannot pretend competence or visualize wealth while you secretly resent those who have it. If you want to radiate prosperity, you must first root out every habit of self-doubt, envy, and complaint from your mind. Replace these weaknesses with gratitude for every lesson, hunger for every challenge, and commitment to growth, no matter how small the step. The person who masters their aura is not waiting for permission. They are not apologizing for ambition. They walk into a room with their head high, speak with conviction, and move with purpose because they know the world is shaped by the bold, not the timid. Let's be ruthless about one thing. You have trained your aura every day of your life, consciously or not. If you have filled your mind with fear, with the opinions of mediocre people, with the daily news of disaster and failure, your energy is chaotic, scattered, and weak. The magnetic aura begins with clarity. Get quiet. Ask yourself what you truly want, not what your parents wanted, not what society approves, not what your peers envy. Find your burning desire, the thing that would keep you moving if nobody was watching and nothing was guaranteed. When your desire is clear, you give your aura a direction, a message, a purpose. Understand that your aura speaks for you before you say a word. If you walk around feeling small, unworthy, or invisible, the world will treat you that way. If you train your mind to expect victory, to see yourself as a person of increasing value, opportunity cannot help but notice you. This is why two people with equal skills and education can walk into the same interview and receive opposite outcomes. The one who radiates self-belief becomes the obvious choice. The one who doubts is passed over, even if no one can explain exactly why. It is not enough to think positive thoughts for a few minutes each morning. You must discipline your energy all day, every day. That means monitoring your posture, your voice, your words, and your self-talk with military precision. Stand tall, breathe deeply, and move with deliberate intention. Speak only of solutions, never excuses. When someone asks about your progress, do not complain or justify delays. Announce your next step, your renewed commitment, your expectation of achievement. Over time, this mental and verbal discipline becomes your default state. It becomes your aura. Now, let us cut through one of the great illusions. Wealth is not a number in a bank account. It is an attitude, a confidence, a calm certainty that you will always find a way to create, earn, and multiply value. True wealth starts as a vibration, an internal climate of abundance. People feel it when they meet you. They sense your inner security, your peace with prosperity, your lack of neediness. This is why the wealthy attract more wealth, even after setbacks, failures, or losses. Their aura is still tuned to receiving, not chasing. You must get comfortable with the responsibility of your own frequency. If you want more, you must become more. Study yourself in moments of stress. Do you contract or expand? Do you blame others or take command? Do you shrink from criticism or use it as fuel? The person whose aura attracts wealth has trained themselves to expand under pressure, to take ownership of every result, to seek wisdom in every defeat. This is not natural. It is trained hour by hour, decision by decision, until you become the type of person opportunity cannot ignore. Refuse to tolerate low standards in yourself. Your aura is shaped most powerfully by what you allow, not by what you wish. When you accept excuses, procrastination, laziness, or compromise, you signal to the world that you are not ready for abundance. When you demand more from yourself, when you push for discipline, excellence, and consistency, even when nobody is watching, you multiply your magnetic power. Others feel it. They want to follow you, trust you, invest in you. You will notice how resources seem to appear when you need them, how the right people show up at the right time. This is not luck. This is the field effect of a disciplined aura. Eliminate all habits that weaken your energy. Stop arguing with reality. Stop complaining about what you cannot control. Stop gossiping, criticizing, or resenting those who win. Every moment spent on negativity is a moment spent sabotaging your own magnetism. Choose instead to build a reputation for energy, solutions, and relentless optimism. Let others see you as the person who cannot be discouraged, who never blames, who always moves forward. Wealth flows to those who act with urgency and confidence, not hesitation and fear. Train your aura to be decisive. Make decisions quickly and with finality. Stick to your commitments even when it is hard. When you say you will do something, do it without negotiation. Over time, your consistency will build a reputation and an inner strength that cannot be bought, only earned. The world opens for the reliable, the trustworthy, the unbreakable. Don't be afraid to raise your standards publicly. The more you demand from yourself, the more others will respect you, even if they criticize you at first. Your aura will separate you from the average, the drifters, the small thinkers. You may lose approval, but you will gain power. Let your presence remind others of their own potential. Let your example force them to examine their own excuses. This is how you become a leader, not by shouting, but by radiating. As you move through each day, remember that every interaction is an opportunity to strengthen or weaken your magnetic field. Look people in the eye. Speak with clarity. Listen with focus. Refuse to let your energy be dragged down by the drama or fear of others. Instead, become the uplifter, the steady center, the unwavering optimist. Watch as people are drawn to you, not because you need them, but because you inspire them. Let this become your daily practice. Every morning, set your intention. Choose the energy you will project, the standard you will uphold, the goal you will advance. Throughout the day, monitor your state. If you feel your energy dipping, reset immediately. Move your body. Breathe deeply. Refocus your mind. Remember, your aura is a living field. It can be recharged and strengthened by conscious choice. You are not here to wait for opportunities. You are here to become the type of person who creates them, attracts them, multiplies them. As you master your own aura, you will notice that the obstacles that once seemed insurmountable begin to shrink. The world does not change, you do. And as you change, so do your results, your relationships, your reality. Never forget, the greatest fortune you can ever possess is the ability to direct your own energy, to become the cause of your circumstances, not the effect. Wealth is not just a number. It is a mindset, an attitude, a field that draws success from every corner of the universe. Train your aura every day, in every way, and let the world witness what happens when one person decides to become truly magnetic. Wake up and realize that mediocrity is everywhere, and it's infectious. If you're not careful, you will inherit the habits, thoughts, and attitudes of the average people around you, and that is the fastest way to weaken your aura. You must deliberately choose to stand apart, to rise above the noise, to cultivate habits and thinking that make your presence different. If you start your day with aimless, idle gossip and procrastination, your energy will match the masses, scattered, dull, and powerless. But if you rise with intention, set your mind like a laser on what matters, and act with purpose from the first minute, you send a signal to your subconscious and the world that you are not ordinary. This is how your aura gains intensity. You can't afford to let your environment shape your attitude. Build the kind of routines that sharpen your mind and harden your resolve no matter what is happening outside. Make a pact with yourself that every morning, before the world has a chance to tell you what's possible, you are already moving, already planning, already building momentum. Successful people do not stumble into their greatness by accident. They manufacture it, moment by moment, with rituals of discipline and self-respect. That is why their aura announces them before they enter the room. Direct your attention now to the words you speak, especially to yourself. The self-talk running through your mind, unchecked, is either constructing the foundations of your empire or digging the pit for your defeat. If you constantly narrate your limitations, your bad luck, your setbacks, you are programming your aura to repel abundance. Every time you catch yourself slipping into self-pity or doubt, interrupt it with new commands. I am building value today. I am attracting new resources. I am increasing in power and discipline. These are not empty affirmations. They are the raw materials of your future reality. Never underestimate the subtle power of language. When you talk about your goals as if they are already inevitable, your subconscious begins to align with that expectation. When you describe your life in terms of gratitude and progress, you fortify your aura with the energy of increase. But if you whine, gossip, or dwell on obstacles, you plant weeds that choke out the very prosperity you seek. Speak as a builder, not a victim. Speak as if you expect success to come looking for you. Next, examine your associations. The people you allow close to you either strengthen or sabotage your magnetic field. Do not cling to those who undermine your ambition, who complain about opportunity, who secretly resent your drive. Surround yourself with those who are hungry, determined, and positive. People whose very presence challenges you to level up. If you cannot find such people, be that person yourself, and eventually your new energy will attract them into your orbit. Isolation is better than bad company. Your aura cannot shine if you spend your time with people who prefer darkness. You must also become relentless in your pursuit of clarity. Vague wishes do not create wealth. Your aura requires direction, a precise target that orders your thoughts, habits, and strategies. Every day, review your goals. Write them down. Visualize them as already complete. Make your plans so specific that your subconscious has no option but to find the path. When you radiate certainty, doors open, connections appear, and ideas multiply. Doubt dissolves in the face of focused, confident intent. Beware the trap of impatience. Wealth built slowly, with discipline and increasing momentum, is infinitely more stable than riches grabbed in a flash of luck or speculation. Your aura responds to your internal tempo. If you are calm, methodical, and persistent, you generate a field of reliability and trustworthiness. This is the type of energy that investors, partners, and clients sense immediately. On the other hand, if you are desperate, frantic, or always chasing shortcuts, your aura communicates neediness and instability, and people will retreat. Understand, there is no such thing as overnight success, only the daily compounding of disciplined actions. Decide to master the boring basics, showing up on time, finishing what you start, learning from every mistake, and never letting setbacks become an identity. Consistency may not be glamorous, but it is the foundation of unshakable magnetism. As you rack up small victories, you build the inner certainty that translates into an irresistible external presence. Don't ignore your body. Your physical state is a direct amplifier or dampener of your aura. Move with energy. Eat foods that fuel clarity, not confusion. Exercise not for vanity, but for stamina, posture, and resilience. When you stand tall and feel strong, your mind finds it easier to adopt the attitudes of a winner. Neglect your health, and your aura weakens, no matter how noble your intentions. Treat your body as the engine of your success. There will always be critics, people who sneer at your ambition, question your motives, or try to drag you down to their level. Do not waste 1 second explaining yourself to those who do not understand your vision. Criticism is the tax you pay for refusing to be average. Use it as fuel. Let every doubt become another reason to push further, harder, with more intensity. Your aura strengthens each time you persist in the face of skepticism. A vital law of magnetism. What you focus on expands. This means you must ruthlessly eliminate distractions, complaints, and the endless noise of other people's failures. Filter your inputs. Study the stories of those who have achieved what you desire, not as passive entertainment, but as blueprints for your own ascent. Model the thinking, discipline, and standards of the extraordinary. Soon, you will notice your aura shifting. The world will sense that you are no longer like everyone else. Another key, give more than you take. The universe cannot be tricked. If your energy is selfish, desperate, or manipulative, your aura will repel opportunities. But if you focus on solving problems, providing value, and elevating those around you, you become a source of abundance. People want to work with you, buy from you, and support your mission. Wealth is attracted to usefulness. The more you give authentically, the more your aura swells with possibility. Track your progress relentlessly, but do not become a slave to external validation. The true test of your aura is who you become when nobody is watching. If you can maintain your discipline, energy, and vision in private, the results will always become public. Do not wait for praise to do what is right. Build your field from the inside out. Remind yourself daily that the world does not owe you anything. You are not entitled to success, happiness, or recognition. Everything must be earned by the consistent projection of value, the relentless practice of discipline, and the constant raising of your own standards. When you internalize this truth, your aura takes on a mature, commanding force. You become immune to disappointment because you know you are always in the process of becoming more. The final piece: trust the compounding power of time. Each day you hold yourself to a higher standard. Each time you choose discipline over comfort. You are strengthening the magnet that draws wealth to you. Others may not see the change immediately. They may not understand your new habits or your refusal to waste energy on trivialities. That is irrelevant. Stay the course. Every seed you plant compounds beneath the surface, building roots that will one day sustain a harvest beyond what most can imagine. Never let up. There is no finish line for those who wish to remain magnetic. Every day is another opportunity to train your aura, to eliminate weakness, to sharpen your focus. Stay vigilant. Stay hungry. Stay in motion. Your rewards will grow in direct proportion to the power of the field you build around you. That is the uncompromising truth of personal magnetism, and it belongs to those who earn it. Most people spend their lives negotiating with mediocrity. They wait for the world to change before they change themselves. This is precisely why their auras remain dim, their influence limited, and their wealth elusive. If you are reading these words, you are not like most people. You are demanding more. You must accept that nothing about your circumstances is accidental. The results you have now, the opportunities you attract or repel, the relationships that either inspire or exhaust you, all are reflections of the field of energy you project, consciously or unconsciously. This is the silent language of your aura, and it never lies. To transform your aura into a magnet for wealth, you must uproot every weak belief and replace it with conviction. The first law is ruthless honesty. You must confront your self-imposed limits with courage. Stop rationalizing your failures. Do not sugarcoat your habits. Stand before the mirror and interrogate yourself. Where have I been complacent? Where have I tolerated average? And where have I lied to myself about what is truly possible? This act of intellectual bravery is rare, but it is the spark that begins to change your energy. The world responds not to what you say, but to what you truly believe and embody. You will notice that those who radiate confidence, clarity, and ambition rarely struggle for opportunity. This is not a trick of fate. These men and women are aligned within themselves. Their thoughts, speech, and actions broadcast a clear, unified message to the world. I expect success. I demand growth. I welcome responsibility. Their energy is contagious, almost intimidating to those who have never learned to control their own field. Your job is to become such a force. Do not chase approval. Command respect by demonstrating unwavering belief in your own capacity. This is where most falter. They want to attract wealth, but secretly harbor resentment for those who already have it. They wish to be successful, but spend hours absorbing defeatist messages and gossip. Your aura cannot be both a beacon and a barrier at the same time. Purge the energy of envy, bitterness, and self-pity from your life. When you see another person achieving, let it fuel your determination instead of your jealousy. Turn admiration into action. Study what the successful do, how they think, how they handle setbacks, and copy their discipline until it becomes your own. Guard your mental environment as fiercely as you would protect a vault of gold. The greatest thief of your wealth is not outside you, but within you. The thoughts you allow to linger, the doubts you indulge, the excuses you nurse. When a negative idea enters your mind, treat it like a trespasser. Remove it with the authority of a king defending his domain. You would never let a stranger walk into your home and steal your possessions, so why allow fear and self-doubt to rob your future? Make this your new standard. Only constructive, empowering thoughts are permitted to take residence in your mind. Let's speak plainly. The world is not waiting to hand you success. You must seize it by becoming the person to whom success cannot say no. That means turning your energy field into a command, not a request. Set daily standards for yourself that are higher than anyone else expects. Wake up earlier, study harder, act more decisively, and treat your word as unbreakable. Your aura grows stronger every time you do what you promised yourself you would do, even when nobody is watching. This silent discipline is felt by others. Without saying a word, people sense your seriousness and begin to respond in kind. Your emotional control is non-negotiable. If you lose your temper easily, if you are quick to anger or despair, your aura will become erratic. Wealth is attracted to those who remain stable in the face of volatility. Calm is not weakness. It is the highest form of strength. Develop the habit of pausing before you react, of considering your words and actions as if the entire world is watching, because in a sense, it is. The universe responds to the steady, the disciplined, and the unflappable with opportunity and abundance. Now let's address your vision. Weak auras are the product of fuzzy, inconsistent goals. If you're unclear about what you want, your energy will be scattered and your results unpredictable. Write your chief aim in life as plainly as you can. Refine it until it is so sharp it cuts through the fog of daily distraction. Then saturate your mind with that vision. Read it every morning. Speak it aloud. Visualize it before sleep. Let your dominant goals shape every decision, every conversation, and every habit. In time, your aura will begin to act as a magnet, drawing resources and connections aligned with your objective. But beware. An aimless existence destroys your magnetism. Many walk around hoping, wishing, and dabbling in various directions. They never commit, never invest, never burn the bridges to their old, lesser selves. You must become obsessed with your purpose. That obsession will build a gravitational pull around you so powerful that even the universe must yield to your intentions. There is another pillar to cultivating a magnetic aura: gratitude. This is not the superficial gratitude parroted in empty affirmations. It is the deep, abiding appreciation for every lesson, every challenge, every small victory. If you walk through life bitter or entitled, your aura closes like a clenched fist. But when you give thanks for what you have and expect more to come, your energy becomes expansive, inviting, and open. Gratitude is the key that unlocks new doors. It is the silent handshake between you and the universe. Take a moment to analyze how you handle setbacks. Failure, for most, is a signal to stop. For the magnetic, it is a challenge to overcome. Reframe every setback as a stepping stone. When you meet adversity with resilience, you send a message that you cannot be broken. This attitude is felt by others, investors, clients, partners, even so-called competitors sense your unyielding determination. The world moves aside for the person who knows where he is going and refuses to be denied. Do not neglect the principle of giving. The law of magnetism rewards those who contribute more value than they consume. If you operate from a place of lack, always worried about what you can get, your aura will be shrunken and self-centered. But when you focus on giving your expertise, your time, your encouragement, without immediate expectation of return, you create a field of abundance that naturally attracts wealth and opportunity. Give, and the universe will conspire to give back. You must become immune to the opinions of the crowd. If you are swayed by every criticism, every whisper of doubt, your aura will fluctuate and weaken. Decide, once and for all, to trust your vision over the noise. Let others question, let them gossip, let them doubt. Your only job is to keep building, keep believing, keep progressing. Eventually, even your doubters will be forced to respect your consistency. Understand also that your aura is dynamic, not static. It can grow or shrink, strengthen or weaken, depending on your daily choices. Every day, ask yourself, am I living up to my own potential, or am I coasting? Am I demanding more of myself, or am I settling? The honest answer to these questions will be reflected in the opportunities you attract. It is essential that you adopt the mindset of abundance. Scarcity thinking will poison your aura. There is more than enough wealth, opportunity, and success to go around if you are willing to pay the price in discipline and focus. Celebrate the achievements of others. See their success as proof that more is possible for you. Compete only with your former self, never with the world. Finally, never lose sight of the truth. You are the architect of your aura. Every belief, every thought, every word, and every action is a brick in the invisible fortress you are building around yourself. Do not abdicate this power. Take responsibility for the energy you bring to every situation. The world is watching, and it always responds to the strongest signal in the room. Make sure that signal is yours. Let these words burn into your consciousness. Wealth is not a reward for passivity. It is the inevitable outcome for those who cultivate, strengthen, and direct their inner field of energy with relentless intent. If you master this, you will never again wonder where the next opportunity is coming from. It will find you, drawn by the power of your aura. If you have made it this far, it is because you are no longer content to watch life from the sidelines. You are choosing, with every page, to rise above mediocrity and to command the resources of mind and spirit that the masses ignore. But make no mistake, real transformation will not come by simply knowing these truths. You must enforce them repeatedly until they harden into your character and flow effortlessly from your daily routine. Your aura does not transform through passive absorption of wisdom. It changes through bold, relentless application, through repeated, uncompromising discipline until your energy is unmistakable to yourself and to the world. You must begin by understanding that the universe is neutral. It does not care for your complaints or your justifications. It answers only to the language of certainty, vision, and determination. It is not enough to wish. Wishes are for the powerless. You must decide and act. You must become a living example of commitment, someone who continues to push even when there is no applause, no guarantee, no clear path ahead. That unyielding pursuit in the dark and in the silence is what multiplies your magnetic field. People sense it. Long before you achieve visible success, they are already drawn to your intensity and purpose. If you find yourself drifting back into old patterns, the answer is not more information, but more action. Stand up, literally, right now, as you read this, and declare what you want out loud. Say it with conviction. Your subconscious mind will not take you seriously until you speak your desires into existence with full authority. Then reinforce that declaration with immediate, purposeful movement. Do something, however small, that proves you are no longer willing to wait for ideal conditions. Take the call. Make the investment. Start the project. Your aura is most powerful when your thoughts, words, and actions are in complete alignment. Guard against the slow poison of doubt. Doubt is the destroyer of dreams and the great thief of energy. The moment you entertain uncertainty, you fracture your aura. This weakness is not invisible. Others pick up on it. even if only subconsciously. Every time you retreat into maybe, I'll try, or I hope, you give permission for setbacks and distractions to invade your path. Root this out by cultivating a habit of self-assurance. When doubt arises, answer it with action. If you're unsure, move forward anyway. The greatest confidence comes not from waiting for certainty, but from making decisions and proving to yourself that you can adapt, recover, and triumph no matter what unfolds. Let your standards become your fortress. Most are governed by the external expectations of others, but you must become governed only by the standards you set for yourself. If you tolerate laziness, you attract delay. If you accept excuses, you invite struggle. Each time you let yourself off the hook, your aura weakens. But when you demand more, when you push yourself past fatigue, distraction, and the seductive comfort of good enough, your field becomes unmistakably strong. This is not about perfectionism. It is about refusing to settle for less than your best. Others will sense this and respond with greater trust, greater investment, and greater enthusiasm. Wealth gravitates to order. Chaos repels it. If your mind, your workspace, your schedule, or your relationships are in disarray, you will attract confusion and missed opportunities. Make orderliness a daily practice. Set your priorities the night before. Clean your desk. Plan your day. Handle your correspondence with respect and efficiency. These are not minor habits. They are signals to the world that you are ready to handle more. When the universe sees you managing what you have with discipline and gratitude, it delivers more. Conversely, if you neglect the resources you already possess, you repel further abundance. Now let us address the role of resilience. Setbacks are inevitable, but defeat is a choice. Every successful person has been battered, doubted, and dismissed at some point. What separates the magnetic from the ordinary is their refusal to internalize failure. Instead, they absorb the lesson, recalibrate, and re-enter the arena with greater wisdom and energy. This cycle, challenge, adaptation, persistence, charges your aura with a voltage that cannot be replicated by mere hope or surface-level positivity. Each time you rebound from adversity, your energy field becomes more formidable. Soon, even your obstacles begin to serve you, acting as catalysts for growth and creativity. Examine the company you keep. Your aura is influenced by the energy of those you allow into your environment. If you surround yourself with pessimists, doubters, and complainers, their frequencies will muddy your own. Choose your associations as you would choose your investments. Align with those who sharpen your ambition, who challenge your complacency, and who exemplify the values you wish to embody. This is not cruelty or elitism. It is necessity. Remember, your energy is your currency, and you cannot afford to spend it frivolously. Do not underestimate the power of your daily rituals. The small, consistent actions you perform each morning and evening are the anchors of your aura. Begin each day with intention. Visualize your goals. Reaffirm your standards, and take physical action, exercise, writing, planning, before the world's distractions can penetrate your resolve. End each day with review. Assess what you did well, where you slipped, and how you will improve tomorrow. This loop of reflection and adjustment is the furnace in which magnetic auras are forged. Another essential principle: never let your energy stagnate. Complacency breeds decay. If you are not expanding, you are contracting. Seek new challenges. Expose yourself to new ideas, and step outside your comfort zone regularly. This willingness to grow keeps your aura vibrant and adaptive. Stale energy is easy to spot. It manifests as boredom, cynicism, and a subtle resentment of those who keep rising. Do not let your light go dim through inaction or excessive caution. The world belongs to those who remain hungry, humble, and in motion. One of the most overlooked aspects of a wealth magnet aura is the ability to listen, truly listen, to those around you. Most people hear only enough to respond, not enough to understand. If you make it your practice to be present, to absorb what others are really saying, you will unlock information and opportunities that are hidden from the inattentive. This is not just about business. It is about life. People want to be seen, heard, and understood. When you offer that as a gift, they become loyal to your vision and willing to support your growth. Keep your promises, especially the ones you make to yourself. The fastest way to corrode your aura is to become casual with your word. If you say you will do something, follow through, no matter how small the commitment. Each act of integrity reinforces your internal sense of power. Conversely, every broken promise chips away at your confidence and clarity, making you less trustworthy to yourself and others. Your aura thrives on self-respect, and self-respect is built on discipline. Take responsibility for your emotions. The world is filled with emotional reactors, people who blame, who explode, who play victim when things do not go their way. This is weakness masquerading as strength. The magnetic individual learns to observe their emotions, to understand them, and to respond from intention rather than impulse. This mastery creates a field of calm, even in turbulent circumstances. People are drawn to those who remain composed when others unravel. Embrace humility. It is a paradox, but those who radiate the most powerful energy are also the least boastful. They do not need to broadcast their successes or dominate every conversation. Their achievements speak for themselves. Their presence is quiet yet unmistakable, like the gravity that holds the planets in orbit. Cultivate this humility by focusing on service, how you can help elevate or empower those around you. Remember, your true value is not measured by what you take, but by what you give and inspire. Finally, you must cultivate an unwavering faith, not only in yourself, but in the process of growth itself. The universe rewards the persistent, the patient, and the unbreakably optimistic. There will be days when progress is invisible, when effort feels futile, and when the path ahead appears impossibly steep. These are the moments when you must double down on belief. Hold your vision tighter than ever. Speak victory to yourself, even when evidence seems lacking. Faith is not naivety. It is the practical recognition that results follow the energy you emit, not the doubts you entertain. In this relentless application of principle, discipline, order, resilience, high standards, focused association, rigorous routines, emotional mastery, and unwavering faith, you forge an aura so magnetic that wealth, opportunity, and fulfillment have no choice but to move toward you. Your very presence will become a catalyst for transformation, first in yourself, then in your family, your team, your business, and ultimately in the world. If you have followed this process with the intensity I demand of you, you have already begun to sense an inner shift, but do not rest here. The world is littered with those who started well but failed to endure. Real transformation, the kind that turns your aura into a beacon of wealth, is forged through endurance and the constant application of principle. Success is not for the faint of heart or those who dabble in half measures. It is reserved for the individual who is willing to put every cell, every thought, and every ounce of energy into the cause. The riches you seek, material, mental, and spiritual, are reserved for those who become utterly relentless in the pursuit of their highest self. Now you must examine your environment again with new eyes. Your aura is not isolated. It interacts with every element of your surroundings, reflecting and absorbing the energy that exists in your home, your workspace, even the streets you walk each day. If your environment is cluttered, noisy, or filled with negativity, your mind becomes sluggish, your thoughts heavy, and your magnetism dulled. You must impose order ruthlessly. Clean your desk. Rid your life of unnecessary possessions. Break away from toxic conversations. Distance yourself from pessimists and time wasters. Replace them with order, clarity, and intention. Let your surroundings echo the discipline of your mind. Your aura thrives on clarity, and clarity is a byproduct of deliberate living. As you refine your environment, you must also take full command of your daily rhythm. Wealth and power gravitate to those who manage time as their most precious asset. Most people squander hours and days on activities that do nothing but drain their will and dull their ambition. You must become ruthless with your calendar. Audit your time the way a banker audits accounts. What activities yield results? What drains your spirit? Eliminate the latter without remorse. The person who commands his time is the person whose aura expands with purpose, decisiveness, and the gravitational pull of someone destined for greater things. Now, look to your words. I have said it before, but it must be driven home with the force of a hammer striking an anvil. Your speech shapes your reality. Every phrase you utter, every declaration you make, imprints itself on your subconscious mind and sends a signal out into the world about who you are and what you expect. When you speak in uncertainty with words like maybe, I'll try, or hopefully, you train your mind to expect mediocrity. When you speak with conviction, using words like I will, I am, and it is done, you command your mind and environment to align with success. Stop yourself mid-sentence if you begin to speak doubt or lack. Train yourself to use only the language of certainty, progress, and possibility. This is not empty affirmation. It is the conscious programming of your magnetic field. But there is more. The thoughts you permit in silence are just as potent as the words you speak aloud. Most people are their own worst enemy, allowing thoughts of limitation, regret, and fear to run wild, unchecked. You must become a vigilant sentry at the gates of your mind. When a negative thought arises, do not entertain it. Confront it, counter it, and replace it with a thought that serves your vision. You are not obligated to accept every notion that passes through your mind. You have the power to reject, to question, and to choose better. With every disciplined thought, you strengthen your aura and become less susceptible to the chaos of the world around you. Move now to the realm of health and energy. Your aura is directly influenced by the vitality of your physical body. The ambitious often neglect this truth, running on fumes and caffeine, burning their energy at both ends. This is foolishness. If you wish to attract and sustain great wealth, you must build a body that can carry great energy. Sleep with discipline. Move your body every day. Eat food that nourishes rather than poisons. Treat your body as the vessel for your dreams, for that is precisely what it is. When your energy is vibrant, your aura expands, others notice, even if they cannot articulate why they feel better in your presence. This brings us to a secret too few acknowledge. You cannot become a wealth magnet if you secretly resent the wealth of others. Envy, jealousy, and bitterness poison your field and block the flow of abundance. If you find yourself shrinking or souring when someone else succeeds, you must root out that disease without mercy. Celebrate the success of others. Bless their good fortune. Use their achievements as proof that wealth is possible, not as evidence that you have been left behind. Every time you genuinely rejoice in another's prosperity, you send a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. Remember, wealth flows where it is welcomed, not where it is begrudged. Deepen your engagement with gratitude. The simple act of being sincerely thankful for what you have, and even for the challenges you face, acts as a cleansing force for your aura. Gratitude is not a platitude. It is a practice. Begin and end each day by listing, out loud or in writing, what you are grateful for. Let that gratitude infuse your attitude, your interactions, and your work. Grateful people are powerful people, for they operate from a place of abundance rather than lack. They radiate an energy that is attractive, uplifting, and impossible to ignore. Now turn your attention to your vision. If you lack clarity about where you are going, your aura will broadcast confusion. Success requires a burning vision, one so vivid that it occupies your mind day and night, pulling you forward through every obstacle. Clarify what you want. Write it down in vivid detail. Review it daily. Speak it out loud. Create visual reminders in your environment, pictures, words, symbols that keep your desire at the forefront of your consciousness. The more clear and consistent your vision, the more powerful your magnetism becomes. People, opportunities, and resources will begin to organize themselves around you as if by magic. But make no mistake, it is not magic, but the inexorable law of attraction at work. You must now master the art of persistence. It is easy to be enthusiastic when the path is smooth, but true aura strength is revealed when things become difficult. Most people quit at the first sign of resistance. They interpret obstacles as signs to stop. The successful see obstacles as tests to be passed. With each challenge overcome, you add another layer to your aura, making it stronger and more unyielding. Persistence is not a matter of stubbornness. It is the mature application of faith in your mission. It is the willingness to keep going, not blindly, but intelligently, adapting, learning, refining your strategy with every setback. Do not forget the necessity of rest and renewal. There is no virtue in exhaustion for its own sake. You must learn to work with focus and then step away to renew your mind and body. High performers understand the rhythm of exertion and recovery. Your aura shines brightest when you operate from a place of fullness rather than depletion. Build periods of reflection, solitude, and joy into your schedule. Use them to recharge your spirit and return to your mission with greater clarity and vigor. Develop the discipline of saying no. Every yes is a commitment of your time and energy. If you say yes to the trivial, you dilute your power to attract the significant. Protect your attention as your most valuable asset. Decline distractions, irrelevant obligations, and the requests of those who do not respect your vision. This is not selfishness, it is wisdom. The person who chases every opportunity captures none. The person who focuses relentlessly on the vital few multiplies their aura and their impact. Cultivate an attitude of service. The greatest fortunes are built by those who solve problems for others, who add value, who leave people and situations better than they found them. When you serve with excellence, with a genuine desire to help, you activate one of the highest frequencies of attraction available to human beings. Service is not servitude. It is the confident assertion that you have something of worth to give, and the more you give, the more you become. People want to be around those who elevate them. Make it your mission to leave everyone you encounter better than you found them, and watch as wealth is pulled toward you in forms you could never predict. Guard your beliefs. They are the foundation of your entire life experience. If you believe that wealth is scarce, that success is reserved for others, that the world is hostile or unfair, Then your aura will be weak and your outcomes will reflect your inner limitations. Instead, adopt empowering beliefs. Wealth is abundant, opportunity is everywhere, and you are both deserving and capable of achieving greatness. These beliefs, reinforced daily through thought, word, and action, will become your reality as surely as the sun rises in the east. This, then, is the discipline required to turn your aura into a magnet for wealth. Ruthless order, impeccable language, relentless vision, ceaseless gratitude, joyful service, unwavering standards, and an unshakable commitment to continuous growth. Do not settle for half measures. Do not wait for permission. Step forward boldly, claim your space, and radiate the energy of one who knows, not hopes or wishes, that wealth is your natural state, provided you are willing to pay the price in self-mastery. If you maintain this path, adjusting course only to improve your standards and deepen your commitment, you will become a force that cannot be ignored. Wealth will flow toward you because you have become the kind of person who attracts it, not through luck, but through law. You have been told many truths in the preceding pages. You have heard about discipline, belief, clarity, vision, and the tenacity required to forge your aura into an irresistible magnet for wealth. Now, you must cement these truths so deeply into your character that their practice becomes automatic. There is no graduation from self-mastery, only deeper levels of integration. Your final assignment, if you would receive wealth in all its forms, is to become unwavering in your new standard of living. Consistency is not a mere word. It is the architecture of enduring greatness. First, recognize that the power of your aura is cumulative, not sporadic. Every moment you choose discipline over distraction, gratitude over complaint, faith over fear, your aura grows. The great secret is that most people quit before this compounding effect can take root. Their energy is scattered, their will diluted by chasing every passing fancy, responding to every petty irritation. Refuse to be like them. Hold yourself to a new standard, the standard of those who outlast the temporary and seize the eternal. You must now establish rituals that make your aura-building habits inevitable. Begin each morning by tuning your mind before you engage the world. Do not reach for the news. Do not drown your mind in noise before you have reminded yourself who you are and what you expect from the universe. Meditate for a few moments in silence. Recite your chief aim aloud. Picture your vision in vivid color and detail. Feel the gratitude, not just for what you have, but for all that is on its way. This is not fantasy. It is the training ground for your subconscious, the foundation of your magnetic field. The world will try to pull you off center all day. Anchor yourself first, and you become immovable. As you move through your day, become hyper-aware of your internal state. When you sense frustration, doubt, or jealousy rising, stop and redirect. You have trained yourself to notice negative thought forms. Now train yourself to transmute them on the spot. Turn irritation into curiosity. Ask yourself, what is this feeling trying to teach me? How can I rise above it? Convert fear into planning. Remind yourself, if I am afraid, it is only because I am stepping into new territory. That is proof of growth. Change envy into inspiration. Declare, if they have achieved, so can I. What can I learn from them? This habit of rapid emotional alchemy is the mark of a powerful mind. You cannot attract wealth while you indulge in weakness. You must make every feeling serve your highest vision. Guard your associations as fiercely as a king protects his crown. You have already begun removing yourself from the presence of doubters and the energy of complaint. Now, take it further. Surround yourself only with those who challenge you, uplift you, force you to think bigger and act better. Seek out mentors, not flatterers, comrades, not leeches. Build an environment in which the best in you is the only side that is ever rewarded. If you want to know the likely future of your aura, look at the 5 people you interact with most. Their beliefs, habits, and energy will rub off on you. Choose wisely. If you must stand alone to maintain your standard, then stand alone and know that the company of your higher self is enough until new allies arrive. The practice of detachment now becomes essential. You must pursue your vision with all your might, but you must also release your need to control every detail. Anxiety is a repellent. Confidence is a magnet. Take massive action toward your goals every day, then step back and trust the process. You cannot force the exact route by which wealth will arrive. Trust that when you do the right things with the right energy, doors will open that you could never have predicted. Detachment does not mean apathy. It means unshakable faith. The farmer does not dig up his seeds every day to see if they are growing. He tends the soil. He waters. He waits. You must do the same. Elevate your standards again. Whatever you have achieved, demand more from yourself. You are not finished. There are higher levels of discipline, deeper wells of focus, greater heights of service. Do not become complacent because your aura is stronger, your opportunities more plentiful, your confidence growing. The enemy of greatness is good enough. The magnetic force of your aura responds to what you are willing to tolerate. Raise your minimums, how you dress, how you speak, how you manage your time, how you keep your promises. When you refuse to allow mediocrity into your life, the universe matches your resolve with new and greater rewards. Master the skill of speaking what you seek until you see what you said. Your words are spells. Use them deliberately. If your current circumstances seem lacking, do not reinforce them with complaint or resignation. Instead, state what is becoming true. I am becoming wealthier every day. I am surrounded by opportunity. I am attracting the right people at the right time. My aura is a magnet for abundance. Speak these words with conviction and let your actions align with them. Doubt will try to creep in, but every time you persist, your subconscious absorbs a new blueprint and your outer world is forced to comply. Remember that setbacks are part of the process. You will encounter resistance, externally from circumstances and people, internally from your own patterns and doubts. The difference between those who create magnetic auras and those who fade into the background is simple. The former keep going. They study their failures, learn from every defeat, and rise again with greater clarity and intensity. They do not interpret difficulty as a sign to stop, but as evidence that they are close to a breakthrough. Your aura, like muscle, is built by being tested and stretched. Welcome the resistance. It is your confirmation that you are on the right path. Focus on service as your ultimate lever. The highest form of magnetic power is created by adding extraordinary value to others. Ask yourself daily, how can I help more people, more deeply, more consistently? When you shift from a mindset of scarcity and self-interest to one of contribution, the universe responds by channeling greater opportunity and wealth your way. Make it your obsession to exceed expectations. Solve problems others ignore. Offer encouragement where others give criticism. Create results so undeniable that people are drawn to you without knowing why. This is the highest secret of the wealth magnet. You attract by becoming the answer to someone else's need. Balance confidence with humility. True magnetic presence is never arrogance. It is the quiet certainty that you have paid the price for greatness, coupled with the awareness that you can always go further, learn more, serve better. Guard against complacency by constantly challenging yourself to improve. Celebrate your wins, but never let them seduce you into believing you have arrived. The world is full of once great people who stopped growing. Let their fate be a warning, not your destiny. Develop the habit of reflection. At the end of every day, ask yourself, did I operate from my highest standard today? Where did I allow negativity, fear, or distraction to enter my field? What can I do tomorrow to be stronger, more focused, more giving? Keep a journal of your journey. Write down your wins, your challenges, your lessons. Over time, you will see a pattern of progress, a growing force field of discipline, gratitude, and determination. This record becomes a source of strength in dark times and a blueprint for those you will eventually lead. As you continue on this path, you will begin to notice subtle shifts. People responding to you with more respect, opportunities showing up with greater frequency, ideas and solutions appearing almost as if on command. You will feel lighter, clearer, more certain of your direction. This is not coincidence. It is the magnetic law in operation. You have become the kind of person who cannot help but attract wealth, because wealth is now woven into the very fabric of your thinking, your actions, your presence. Finally, understand that the true measure of your aura is not only in what you acquire, but in who you become. The real wealth is the transformation of your character, the mastery of your mind, the resilience of your spirit. Money, influence, and recognition are byproducts of the inner change. Do not pursue them for their own sake. Pursue the highest and best version of yourself, and the rest will follow, inevitably, abundantly, without end. Now is the time to claim your destiny. Stop waiting for perfect circumstances. Stop hoping someone will give you permission. The world is not looking for another follower. It is waiting for you to step into your power, to radiate with the certainty of someone who knows who they are, what they want, and what they are willing to do to achieve it. Decide this moment that you will never again settle for mediocrity, that you will never again shrink your dreams to fit the expectations of others, that you will be the cause, not the effect, the creator, not the victim. Walk forward with your head high, your eyes bright, and your mind set like flint upon your goal. Know that every thought, every word, every act is a building block in the empire of your future. Your aura is your signature. Let it announce to the world that wealth, in all its forms, has no choice but to flow to you, for you have become the person who deserves it. This is the truth. This is the law. Now go and make the world bend to the magnetism of your unwavering resolve.